I want to know, like, what do you do for your training typically on and off the wall?
I'm primarily a lead climber, and a lot of my goals are big lead climbs. And so right now the focus has been like endurance and power endurance, like 4x4s, lead laps, like doing lots of volume and repetition just so I could build up that resistance. Because I've always believed you kind of want to show up stronger than the objective and then work out the little things when you're there. So yeah, that's a lot of the stuff on the wall. I think off the wall, I focused on like the little skills that will help, like making sure I'm mobile and making sure my fingers and joints are healthy. I've been doing a lot of hangboarding.
Do you do hangboard now?
I've been doing a lot of hangboarding lately. It was not something I ever did really up to this point, but I feel like when you start to climb routes that have like pockets and like seams and things that are a little fragile, you want to make sure your fingers can handle it. You don't want to get injured, right? And so like I've been doing a lot of hangboarding to strengthen my fingers and stuff.
What about like things like weighted pull-ups or bench press? I don't know, like anything.
Yeah, not really. Like I've done it in the past, but it's nothing that's ever regularly in my program. I usually do things that don't really require a lot of weights. So like I'll do like medicine ball activities and stuff, or like calisthenics.
So when you said your training plan, do you make your own, or do you have a coach that makes your training plan for you?
Oh, Shane has always made my training program, Shane Messer. Like, he was the first person I met in a climbing gym when I was 6, and he's still my trainer, my trainer today. And yeah, he makes all my programs. I don't think I could make my own program.
No, it's hard, like coaching yourself. Like it's. I find it easier for someone. You show up better, and if you can take it off your own plate.
Agreed.
That's awesome. Obviously, he's doing something right. You guys both like compliment each other. And he is a nice guy. I've had the pleasure of knowing him for many years, and he's an awesome coach, awesome setter as well. Yeah. So shout out to Shane.
Shout out to Shane.
And also one of your biggest supporters is your amazing mom. Another shout out to your mom.
I'm about to say, I'm like, she was coach 2. Coach number 2, or really coach number 1. She was the one, I mean, trying to explain a training program to a 7-year-old is impossible. So she helped get translated so that I'd actually do it.
No, I love that. And she's been at like all of your competitions and everything. And
yeah, I mean, for the first 17 years of my life, she was like the only person who ever believed me or like ever gave me a coaching program. And I remember going to college and being like, oh my gosh, I have to make friends, like so that I can like get on the wall.
Where's my mom?
It was such like a culture shock. I was like, gosh, but I don't think I'd be as good of an athlete if I didn't have someone dedicated to my training and my belaying and not having to switch off. Like, yeah, she's huge.
Ooh, that flexibility and mobility. Now we have the height.
Yeah, you use the hand.
Okay, you made that one look like maybe V3. That was pretty awesome. I love that was a prime example of your mobility and then using your reach at the same time. Like that was sick.
Oh yeah, the high foot.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut feet.
You're like, okay, got the high feet. Now I'm gonna skip all the other holds. I love that.
Actually, I was like, what are these two for?
You made it look easier than that pink one over there.
Yeah, the pink was hard. Yeah, no. Oh, nice. That was really good. Come on. Nice, strong, strong.
I'm not skipping all the holds.
I know, right? Yeah, you should be good here.
I did a blue today. Thanks,
Nice.
Kai.
I was about to say, that was nice. Let's say it climbs kind of nice. I liked it.
Yay.
Although we did it completely differently.
Ended on a good note.
Boom. Oh my
I
gosh.
like that one.
Okay, well, for you, I gotta see about this purple.
Perps. Ooh. That undercling, I was like, get up in there.
No, I love moves like that. It feels so satisfying.
I was like, ooh. Come on.
Solid.
Nice. Come on, Kai. Yes.
Wow, that's a power move.
Strong.
Come on.
Come on, Kai. Wow.
You can fix in the gap.
Come on, keep with it. Nice. Woo! No way. He is showing off. Look at that. I know, it's so impressive. Come on. Yeah. That was sick.
That was hard.
That dropped me. That's the move that I'm talking about. I'm like, my knee is going to break. I was like,
Well, I think you're supposed to put your foot up to get to that, but that foot is
that
really
was
high.
crazy. That's crazy. How did you do the second move? Wow. I just want to try this first move.
Nice, Alex. Nice. Nice, strong. Not,
Oh God, I just missed it.
I think for you, it would probably be better to get a toe hook.
That's what I was thinking, but that's kind of awkward though. That's the core like stretch is like.
Yeah.
So historically, I've always been someone that has written down what I'm going to do for the day, my planning in a journal. But there's so many times that I've forgotten my journal at home, and then I have to think what was actually on my agenda for the day, and then sometimes I'll forget workouts. But the really cool thing about having my COROS watch is that I have my whole workout programmed in here already, and it also has programmed my rest periods and everything. But on top of that, it also will track your heart rate. So say I'm doing a rope session and I have it programmed, I'm doing my endurance, and it'll track my heart rate during that whole entire session. And then next week when I have a rope session again, and it'll track my heart rate, I can then see how fit I was compared from week to week and month to month to see how my fitness is actually progressing.
I feel like I've grown a lot in my climbing career, like even when I started. I feel like, most people will remember me, I guess, first when I started doing like hard outdoor climbs outside when I was like 13, like 12 or 13. And I was like, what, like 5'3" maybe?
You think you're my height.
Yeah, I wasn't that tall, but I just had the experience even at that age. But I feel like as I got older and as I started growing, I felt like a lot of things had to change. Like for example, like I could not train at the volume that I used to. Like as a kid, I would go in and like for 6 hours straight, I would be doing like calisthenics and 4x4s and lead laps.
And you're like, my skin doesn't hurt yet, so I can keep going.
Yeah,
type of thing.
the skin doesn't hurt. Like my joints and muscles and everything didn't hurt. Like it was just like I was just climbing. I was gaining experience. The hardest part for me is relearning the movement in my body. Because as I got taller, I'm like, okay, my center of gravity is different, what I can reach is different, what boxes I fit in is different, and like the little tricks and things you learn about your body completely change. It's like a whole new rule book, and you have to start over. And so like when that happens quickly, like I had one season where like right before like a Youth Worlds I was leaving for, I grew 5 inches between Nationals and Youth Worlds.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
A lot. And I was just like, what is happening?
Did you do well at that Youth Worlds?
Yeah, I won.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did well.
That's impressive because I do see, and I don't want kids to like be discouraged of it. And it is normal for like kids that do go through this growth spurt to like, they're climbing to be, come down a notch maybe a little bit and not to get discouraged because it's like you can work through it just like you did.
100%. I mean, it was probably the most insecure I felt in my climbing ever. Like I remember going there and being like, well, we'll see how it goes or what happens, but like I'm doing the exact same things I've always done to train and prepare, but it just feels different. It feels weird. I felt like almost weaker. Or just like not in tune, like you could just tell something was off. And then that's also when I started to get like little injuries, I started to get like tendinitis issues and like all these things developing out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm not doing anything different. Like why is this a problem? Yeah. And a lot of it was just because like, my body was just growing and my joints, I always say like taller athletes are a little more fragile because like there's just more like open things and like longer levers.
I know. Okay. Nice. Casual, come on. Yeah. Come on. Ooh, come on. It's up there.
Ouch.
Ooh, come on.
Hit my elbow.
Come on, it's good. Oh my God, you're on your finger.
I was like, let go.
Oh, and you were like trying to get your fingers out of there. Oh my God.
Oh, it's like Alex Puccio's brushing my holes. I feel like I have to send now.
This is where this hold is. This little like.
Yeah. I see.
Well, then your mark is gonna go away. This hold is actually really good.
Yeah. That looks so big.
Okay, let's see it.
Oh gosh.
So strong. Yes. Yes, come on. Get it over there. Yes. Come on, come on. Come on. Oh no!
How does that not burn?
His leg is too big. That
I can't let my fingers go off the
you
crimp.
were like,
It'd be a lot. But honestly, I'd be fine if I just had longer pants. It just hurts so much, like knee bar.
We got a knee pad in our bag.
I was gonna say, oh, that's embarrassing.
does it not hurt your hand? Like your hand is like, it's like you're literally like, it's
I'm like literally
stuck.
like trying to get my fingers out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can definitely say like, I mean, yeah, I'm happy to be an example of like, I guess a taller athlete that is strong and like able to adapt. But as I've gotten taller, I found that I've had to work like twice as hard to maintain the same skill sets that used to come very naturally to me. And not even just like on the wall, but like just like calisthenics and like keeping up with my body, because I feel like, I don't know, like some things are just biologically are not natural for me. Like hanging from crimps is not natural for me unless I'm climbing regularly. Like I know when like I stop climbing and I come back, like everything feels like awful. Like, I mean, like even like for a few days, I'll come back and I'm like, oh, crimps don't feel comfortable as they did like 3 days ago.
like, what is this?
Yeah, so I just feel like the maintenance is super important for me. Like almost split half and half. Like I climb, but I also do my mobility, my, you know, I might do light weights or like resistance bands or like just little things with my body to make sure like I'm maintaining everything.
That's good. Good mindset to have, because you want to keep that the older you get as well. That's one advice I can give you being someone older, is like keep up with that stuff and adapting, because injuries, like the older you get, I realize you can keep getting stronger. And a lot of, even like in this realm of being pregnant now and seeing all these amazing women out there like Paige Clausen, Shauna Coxey, like Megan Martin, all of them, it's like you can still be stronger when you have these like setbacks, let's say, but like, and especially the older you get, but you have to be smarter, listen to your body, and you have to adapt to change. And your training sometimes need to look different. You know, like you said, when you're going through that growth spurt, like your training had to adapt. And as you get older, we can keep getting stronger. You just have to be smarter and adapt.
Are you the kind of climber that thrives on competition and say, or pressure, and just say, I'm going to do this climb, this go, or I'm going to beat these people?
I've always been that person.
You like that?
Like whether it's climbing or any other activity, I feel like, I mean, I was a great standardized tester. Like every other sport I did, like the coaches were always like, you're a different athlete in comp than you are in practice.
Yeah.
It's just always been that way for me. And I feel like when the moment is bigger and the stakes are higher, like
You rise to the
perform
occasion.
better.
Yeah.
Like, cause I almost like need it.
So interesting, like that split. I know Alex is not the same.
I know, it's so annoying because like the last like few climbs that I've done outside, I've climbed them all on like the last day of the trip, like the last try, because I feel like I have to do it. That's so normal for me. I remember, when I said Death of Villains in the spring, it was so weird. It was the last day, and there have been crazy weather, so like a lot of days have been taken from me, and so like I was just like, I have to do it. And then usually on that route, it's so long, you get 2 good attempts, and that's it. And on my first attempt, I like fell like super low, and I was super pissed.
Yeah.
Like I came down, I like sat on the edge, and I put on my music, and I was just like, well, it has to happen now. I had to like gear up, and so like I breathed and like got on the wall and like did everything perfectly and
Nice.
able to clip the chains.
That's
like,
what's going to happen now.
That's the hope.
Nice. Come on. Yes, Kai. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. It's a good hold. Yeah. Come on. Whoa!
How do you jump from that?
That was an explosion. Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, this climb is beating Kai up.
I know. It's just like a really small box for me.
Anyways, let's say like we saw you epic, which is abnormal for you, but epic a little bit on this like last purple climb. And now you're gonna get on this blue one now that has less holes, more balancy. But I wanted to ask you like, what would you say are some of your weaker styles? There's styles that don't come as natural to you that you feel like you like to work on more so, if you have any.
I feel like for me, like I've always been good at like tensiony movements. Like I like to stay tight and like stay in my box, which is a big box. But
So just a bit.
I feel like when I have to be explosive and like do like fast twitch movements, like I've never been good at those. So, like I've always struggled really badly with like initiating that really fast. It's like moves even like purple, like where I have to like jump really quickly like to get this in order to get my center of gravity up fast. Like
You were good in that tight drop knee, the box, but then yeah, it looks a little awkward when you had to like then explode out of it.
Yeah, I've never been good at that, and I've worked on it a lot. And I felt like in competition, I never had moves where I had to do it where like it was like day and night difference, where like I couldn't do it and everyone else could. Usually it was like, oh damn, like if I can't do it, then usually only a few other people are able to get it because like they're really good at that style. But yeah, I wouldn't call it like a weak part of my climbing. It's just not nearly as strong as like other points.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it took me a couple of attempts, especially towards the end, because I felt like, well, I always have said that like slab and like balancing movements are typically easier for people who have lower centers of gravity, which is also usually why women are better at slab than men.
Yeah.
Because women,
usually I'd be the outlier of that one, I feel like.
but in general, right? Like, because women naturally their center of gravity sit lower. And when you're shorter, it does as well. So a lot of times, like it's easier to do slab movements.
I think you're saying that I had no excuses. Like, where's all my excuses? You're taking them away from me right now.
It's the muscles, you know?
It's the muscles.
We can always blame it on those. But I think, yeah, the higher your center of gravity gets on like climbs, the harder like balancing is in general.
You have more to like, you're swaying a bit more
Yeah.
than a smaller person.
That's just how I felt, because when I was like younger, I felt pretty sufficient, like pretty good at slab. And then as I got taller and taller, I felt a lot wobblier, like moving through them. And so it's something that I work on still.
Okay. So let's see if you can day flash this one.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
you
sure.
like the pressure, so I want to like put a little bit of pressure
I know,
on.
right?
But
Let's
wait,
see.
let me brush your footholds for you. Oh. Good start. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. I see what you mean though. Like you have to do that quick and then you're like, you're at the angle now where it's not a slab anymore, like over half of your body.
If the yellow hits me in the face, I'm like, ugh. Oh my gosh, wait, okay.
Nice. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice, Kai. Come on. Nice, come on. on. You can probably just touch his pointer fingers on it. This is where the height comes in here. Yeah! He wants to keep doing it. Come on. Whoa, Kai!
I thought I could jump for it.
So for us, when we write training programs, they're only good if people follow them. So I think the most important part of this COROS for me, having used it for over a year now, is when I get to the gym, I set it up, it takes 2 seconds, I click go, I know what I'm doing. My myofascial release, what's next? My antagonistic band. And then even when you're on the wall, like Alex said, once you're tracking the sessions, you could see, for example, how fit I am today trying 513 compared to 2-3 months ago when we started rope climbing. And that's just so invaluable.
So could you, like, you know, we want to give more knowledge to Climbing for Change. What are some of the ways that like us and our followers can help your nonprofit in Climbing for Change?
Yeah, well, I feel like it's been really cool seeing all the support that people have for the initiatives that we've started. But a lot of those initiatives are really expensive to upkeep, and a lot of the programs, the grants we do. So I feel like donating would be the biggest contribution you could do. On our website, we have a donation link. On our Instagram, climbing4change. Like, we offer different ways that you can contribute. I think another thing is just like being a part of your local initiatives that are going on. If you really feel passionate about seeing that change in your community, I feel like being a part of those groups, like volunteering, like being able to lend a hand or donating there would be amazing. I just feel like there's enough to go around if we all pitch in.
100%. And again, we'll link everything in the description of this YouTube video.
I always felt like growing up in climbing, like my life outside of climbing versus in climbing was like split. Like it had to be, because like the people I grew up with weren't going to climb. And then the climbing people that I was with were, you know, all white, typically affluent. And so it was like a completely different culture set. I felt like I had those lives be so separate. But I always wished that there was spaces in climbing where like I felt like I could be myself in every aspect possible, you know, like culturally, like who would get the lingo that I say and the things that we do. Like I feel like I always wanted that. And I think it's cool that I'm in a position where I can create them. Like,
and
by
I'm
hand.
glad that you haven't, like, we were talking about your style earlier today, and like, I mean, I was like, I don't know if Robin can necessarily pull off a gold chain, but like you pull it off. And I'm like, I love that you haven't like conformed to like what you see in climbing, like, oh, I need to dress like that, or I need to like act like that. And you are you know, and like your style, your like your colorfulness, like everything about you is like stayed, from what I've seen, I feel like it stays true. Like, you know, you have swag, you look cool, like you have the diamond earrings, like, and everything looks like, I mean, I think people like look at you and are like, that's awesome.
Thanks. Well, you gotta look good to climb good.
I
personally.
say that too, right?
I think,
like,
right?
At competitions, like especially, I was like, I need to have my like good looking short. You want to look in the mirror and be like, fit check, be like, I look good.
Believing in yourself starts from the minute you wake up, you know? Upkeeping yourself, making sure you dress nice. You gotta stay fly to fly on the wall.
Secret to successes. Yeah. I want to thank everyone for watching this episode, and thank you to Kai for letting us film with you today. It was super fun. Learned a lot, and again, we are going to do a episode here in the near future where we're going to run through, he's going to coach us, and we're going to run through one of your typical training sessions, and we're going to get our butts handed to us and be dead afterwards. But yeah, and again, we are at Movement Climbing Gym at Rhino here in Denver, and thank you for letting us use your facility. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode with Kai Lightner here, and please remember, if you like this and for more content, subscribe and like this episode.